more than this being an IQ business, an intelligence business where it's about how much you know, how well you can retain information, how smart you can come off, it's really not about that. This is more than not an emotional business. It's a completely emotional intelligence business about how well you work with people, how well you connect, how well you respond to people, how well they respond to you. And a lot of that has to do with how well you respond to objections, how well you respond to rejection, and that's going to work for you guys as well. So there's two components I want all of us in this room to think about. If you're a leader here, and you've been in USANA for a while, and certainly you've gone through some of the objections that you've had to deal with in the beginning of your business, I want you guys to look at today's training as an opportunity for you to set some parameters in training your new associates so they might have a better opportunity to last a little bit longer, for them to find a breakthrough, and to find to continue their business, okay? And if you guys are new, I'm speaking to you guys as well, okay? We're going to talk a lot about what you want to go through and some of the things I want you to understand when it comes to mentally being prepared for this business. Now, mental preparation. Let's look at this quote. Nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude, man or woman, from achieving his goal, and nothing on earth can help the man or woman with the wrong attitude, the wrong mental attitude. And that's the truth in this business. I can't tell you how many times people start this business, they get incredibly excited, they have these goals, these passions, they put their vision boards together, they're incredibly pumped up, and the next thing you know, they just kind of fade away. You know, I see a lot of nodding heads, or they just kind of go away. It's been said there's three types of people in this business. There's the alive, the living, the people that are working and building this business, you, okay? There's the dead, there's the people that quit, and then there's the walking dead. People that have mentally checked out. People that have mentally checked out, but they're going through emotions. You know, you call them, oh yeah, no, things are good. Oh my gosh, yeah, oh, I love the Nutri-Meal. You know, yeah, okay, I'll be there, I'll probably be there. Oh yeah, I put strawberries. You know what I mean? Like, those are people that have mentally already checked out. And I'm telling you guys right now, a lot of that has to do with an emotional barrier that they've yet to overcome. Okay, so let's go through this. It's going to be fun. I'm really excited for this. So here's what we're going to do today. First of all, we're going to predict what we call the emotional roller coaster. Okay. As leaders, you know, this business is all about, you know, supplying you guys with the leadership skills. You guys to be leaders. And as leaders, your ability to call things out gives you a high amount of respect. In other words, like when I'm playing billiards, so I don't play billiards very often, but there's times where, you know, when you just like, you hit the cue ball as hard as you can, and all the balls go flying and someone can go in. You know what I mean? And like, how respectful is that? That's not respectful. It'd be different if I said, look, I'm going to hit this cue ball, it's going to hit the 7 ball, it's going to hit the side, it's going to go in that corner pocket. And then you do that, and it does exactly what you said, different story, right? Tremendous amount of respect happens there. So as leaders, when you bring in new people, you guys want to be able to call some things out. Because when you call them out and it happens, it actually builds your leadership skills, but it prepares them and neutralizes them for some of the things that they're going to have to face. So first off, we're going to predict the emotional roller coaster. We're going to teach you what that is. We're going to teach you, and we're going to teach how you teach others to remain as even keel as possible in this business. And we'll know what that means a little bit. And we don't want to fight objections, or we don't want to fight opinions, and we don't want to be combative. What we want to do is, I just want simply everyone to understand opinions. Okay, there's a difference between the two. Because the problem a lot of people are fading out in this business, they can't handle opinions. They think every opinion is fighting, is a fight, you know? And the truth is, you just need to understand it. Because if you can understand it, it makes all the world of difference. You neutralize the effect of it. So let's go ahead. And if we can create people that can mentally get through the first 3, 4, 6, first year of this business, we will have more breakthroughs. You know, it makes me squirm a little bit when I think of how many potential, talented, future $1 million diamond directors faded out in their first 3 to 4 months. Because they couldn't get through the emotion that comes with this business. So since we're here today, we're going to all leave a little bit more neutralized. We're going to leave as leaders that are preparing our new associates to get through these. You guys with me?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. Let's talk about the emotional roller coaster. This is fun. This is actually what I do. I know some of you guys have put this in your fast start trainings with your teams. You point this out. I actually draw this out. I mean, we have it as part of our training, but I actually draw this out. It's really fun to draw. It's like the glycemic index almost, okay? And I draw this out for all of my new associates because I'm trying to call it out before. You know, I'm not the basketball player that's just throwing up a three-pointer and it banks in. You guys know when it banks in, right? It's like, oh, you didn't call that. But if you yell bank and it hits the backboard and goes, you know, you planned that. So this is how I call bank shots for my teammates. I draw this emotional roller coaster out. And I'm going to ask all of you guys to do the same thing. It's really fun, actually, okay? It's really fun, but so when we get started in this business, how many of you guys got started a little bit skeptical? Yeah, I was a little skeptical. You know, I have my little, I can't do that, but some people do. Like, I have a little eyebrow up, you know, I was like, I don't know about this shenanigans, but I trust you. My sponsor, you know, Helen, I trust you. I'll take a look. I'm a little bit skeptical, okay? But then the moment I get started, there's a little bit of a commitment, right? You get excited, you can't sleep, you're excited, you're learning about all the accolades, I'm a little skeptical, but this is a #1 rated and comparative guide. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Robert Kiyosaki says this is a great business for me. You get a little bit excited. You get really pumped up. Nowadays, it's a little bit different because we have social media, so people start writing about it, right? And so you get excited, and then someone finds out you're doing USANA or network marketing, and they email you a negative article. And, oh, I heard of it. Here's a message board that someone says it's not good. Okay. And then you get really upset. And you're sad now. You're actually contemplating. It's really hard. Here's the hard thing. Most people in this first level, a lot of people will quit. Okay? Or if someone doesn't get started with you, but they said, Simon, I'm so excited, I'm going to sleep on it, and I'm going to talk to my wife about it, and I'm going to get started with you for sure tomorrow. You can even have my contact information right now. Okay? And then you try to get hold of them the next day, they're like, oh, you can't get a hold of them. Day after, you finally get a hold of them, they're like, you know what? I just realized I have so much going on in my life, and I just realized it's not for me, and I'm just trying, I got a lot of stuff going on. I'm telling you guys, 9 out of 10, 9.9 if that even makes sense, out of 10, they spoke to someone. They talked to somebody, and they talked them out of it. They're like, well, I prayed about it. I'm like, you don't pray. I pray. But the truth is, they'll say whatever it is. They spoke to someone. 9 out of 10, I'm letting you guys know right now, they spoke to someone, okay? So you're sad, then you finally get someone to a presentation, you get excited, they get started, and then your mom is upset, your parents, or someone that's close to you is upset that you're doing something like this, or someone got a headache on reset, so it really threw you off, you know what I mean? So you're sad, and then you have a friend that lost 4.5 pounds, 5 pounds in her first week of reset, they're excited, so you get excited again. So long story short, this is an emotional roller coaster that's aligned to this business. Yes or yes? It's there, right? It happens. And the cool thing is, as you get more experience, you see all these diamond directors, I see these IDC council members, they're just more neutralized. Okay? It doesn't affect them as much. So here's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get everyone in this middle bar here. It's called even keel. Okay? We want people not to get too down, and we don't want to get people too up. We just want everyone staying. We want to control the emotional glycemic index for everybody. Okay? And one thing I teach my downline and my new associates is like, look, emotion is just perception. Whatever you go through, the reality remains. And here's the reality. Whether you're having success or not, or you can tell them a little rejection or not, USANA is putting out millions of dollars of commission every week, right? Okay. Whether you're going through some of the mental barriers of this business or a little bit of overcoming that you need to go, people are losing weight on reset. People are getting healthier. Lives are being changed. So emotion doesn't change everything. There's a reality that remains. And I want everyone to go through this and kind of draw this out and make up your own little examples, what your new sales is, because this is fun. And the fun thing about it is, when I do that, and I work with some people that are kind of getting through their business, they'll call me and I'll be like, so how's things going first week? I'm like, some of the things that you said was going to happen has happened, so I'm just trying to even keel. Like when I say that, it makes me so giddy. Like they got it, I'm saying even keel. They say it now, so they'll stay. Next up, I want to teach you guys that all opinions aren't created equal, and you're going to get a lot of opinions. Okay? Never take, I know this is going to sound a little harsh, but never take business advice from someone that is not or is not doing what you're looking to do. Okay? Straight up. I mean, it's what Robert Kiyosaki teaches people. So don't take business advice from someone that hasn't done or is trying to do or has done what you're trying to do. Okay? So all opinions are not created equal. So we need to understand opinions. And I love what Napoleon Hill says. He says, who said it cannot be done? And what great victories has he to his credit which qualified to judge others accurately? Okay. Understanding the opinions of others, because you will get opinions. Again, for leaders, teach this to your downline. For new people here, I'm talking to you. Okay. First of all, typically, opinions are based on personal experience and they're highly biased. Straight up. Okay, let me give you an example. Let's say I started dating a girl I started dating a new girl, okay? And I'm excited about her. So I tell one set of friends, I'm like, guys, I met this new girl, she's amazing. And one friend is like, you know what, Soomin, be careful. Hey, be careful. You just have someone watch over and see where she's going out and stuff. You just never know. I'm like, what does that mean? And then I tell another friend, hey, I met someone new, and she's amazing. And he's like, you know what? That's love. It's awesome. When are you guys going to get married? This is true love. I love it. And you look at the two opinions, and you look at what their experiences are. They're biased. One of them possibly has some really bad relationships, has some trust issues, got some breakthroughs, or breakups. And so they're giving me an opinion based upon their own bias and their own experience. And one person is probably married their high school sweetheart. They've been married for 20 years. So the opinions are completely different. I'm letting you guys know right now. It's completely biased based upon their experience. So when someone gives you an opinion, here's what you want to do. You want to look at them and their experience before you just take on what their opinion is. Okay? It's really important that we do that. Okay? It exposes complacency and fear. Opinions, typically, in what you're doing in USANA, for you being here right now, if someone knows that you're here on a Friday, on a work day, and you guys are here at the Chicago XRC, people are upset. But here's what it's doing. It's exposing complacency. When you start a network marketing business with USANA, and you're here, you're excited, you're changing your life, you want to start something that's going to create a legacy, you're going to create something for your future, it's going to expose complacency in a lot of people. They're going to be like, whoa, what am I doing? And they don't want you to succeed, straight up. They don't, I mean, some do, but most don't, and it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them, like Jen Gruber said yesterday. Okay, and it exposes fear. What about the fear? When someone gets started, every time someone new gets started in USANA, there's a set of fear for certain people within their warm market. They're afraid that they're not possibly doing what they could possibly be doing to achieve the goals that they want to achieve as well. So there's a little bit of a fear there. Let me give you a quick example. Let's say we have 5 set of women or men, and let's say they're all a little bit overweight, a little bit unhealthy, and all of a sudden they're going to dinner every day, they order the same thing, you know, not the most healthiest food. Then all of a sudden, one time they go out at night, they're at a restaurant, and all of a sudden one of them orders a salad. You know, and they're like, what? Oh, look at this, Mr. Salad Man. You know what I mean? and what they're really saying is, it's not about him, it's about them. They're exposing a little bit something. So here's what they do. We'll see how long this lasts for. We'll see how long this lasts for. We'll go out a few more times and see if he's still ordering salads. Same thing with your USANA business. When you're close to people that know you, possibly say no to you in the beginning, they're not saying no, they're just saying, I never thought of you as an entrepreneur. Now you're getting all excited about this. We'll see how long this lasts for. We'll see how long this lasts for. Okay? And so moving on. It's more about them than it is about you. Okay? And so avoid being combative. Don't get affected by the opinions. Don't combat them. Don't come after them. Just understand where they're coming from. It will help you. It'll help you a lot. Okay? Moving on. Let's take some action real quick. In leadership, if you want to be better leaders, we have to resolve to remain even keel as leaders. Because especially if you're getting a downline going, there's nothing worse than someone getting started, someone putting themselves in a leadership role, having a couple of downline, and they're just emotional leaders. You know, they're upset, things aren't working out, things are going in and out. And so as leaders, we have to resolve to remain even keel. As new associates in this business, I'm letting you know, there's going to be a formality of some opinions that are going to be formed on what you're doing. And your objection is not to combat those, not to fight those. Just understand it. If you guys can understand where people are coming from, it makes a world of difference. You know, even when it comes to people that are really close to us. You know, I deal with a lot of young individuals in my organization. And a lot of it has to do with, you know, many times hey, I spoke to my parents, and they just, you know, they said I can do it. I mean, I'm going to do it, but they're just not supporting me. You know, and I always tell them, look, they love you. I never want to combat, you know, parents with students. I say, hey, they love you, they're looking out for you. But I teach them that opinions are biased based upon experience. So I'm like, hey, what do your parents do for a living? Awesome. Okay, well, one of them's a, you know, accountant, and one of them, is a banker. I'm like, look, their experience doesn't dictate for them to understand really what network marketing is about. That's not where they found their success. So as you can understand, you know, they might be trying to protect you, but it's an area that, you know, it's pretty new. So this is just their way of protecting you. And they kind of get it. Again, I never want to create that conflict, but I'm trying to get them to understand where they're coming from. Make sense? Okay. Opinions. Understand opinions again, but don't be overwhelmed by them. It's important that you are not overwhelmed by people's opinions. I'll leave it at that. I mean, you know, there's only so much, we can't say, the truth is, yeah, just don't be overwhelmed by it. It pains me in this industry, in our business, to see just how much that the new associates had to get through at the beginning. And also, you want to find the right balance, because there's some people that don't experience these things. So the last thing I want to do is someone that comes on board and just scare the heck out of them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to deal with all this. So there's a little bit of a balance. So you just want to kind of, you know, take it as you go. But the emotional roller coaster you definitely want to point out. And be proactive with new associates. It's important that you're proactive. So when someone new comes on board, you need to start protecting them a little bit. You need to start preparing them a little bit. And again, there's no greater feeling than someone calling you, a new associate calling you back and saying, hey, you called this. I'm saying even keel, but you called this. I'm dealing with a little bit, but it's just a little bit emotional roller coaster. I'm saying even keel. That's what they tell me. And I know that because they're doing that, it'll neutralize the effects of emotion for them to last longer, for them to build their belief in USANA, the company, their products, and themselves, and for them to find some breakthroughs. Okay, I want to leave with this. I love this picture. When I see this picture, obviously you guys will tell me, hey, that's $1 million club picture. I'll tell you what this picture is for me. I look at this picture, and I can't wait till when I'm a part of this group, because I think the size might probably be doubled by the time I'm there, you know? But I look at this, and you got to think to yourself, how many opinions, how many objections, how many emotional barriers that they have to get through to get to the point where they are now. So when I see this, and when I see the individuals that are wearing $1 Million Club jackets, I think to myself, how much of that did they have to go through? And when I look at this, and I show this to my new associates, and I always let them know, everything that you're dealing with, everything that you're going to deal with, every aspect of this business has already been dealt by people that have broken through and made it happen for themselves. Let me applaud you guys for coming to XRC. I'll tell you what this does, especially those of you guys who are new. It's important that you're here, because when I first attended my corporate event with Usonic, it changed everything. Here I am, some young, excited, ambitious, skeptical guy going through the inner workings and the beginnings of this business, right? And I'm thinking I'm going through things that no one's going through, objections that no one thought, I'm like, oh my God, I'm by myself on this. And